How's everybody doing? All right, I'm Dan Gilkerson. I'm with Quasimatic. I've had the luxury of working with legacy apps and having to automate them, and not getting the developers to change the code for me.
You might not have had that up there.
So, how many of us are used to seeing this?
Yeah, I saw that.
Get a nice piece of DOM, and we have some choices to make. Do I use a class? Do I have an ID? Maybe I can ask, for some info to get added to select the add to cart button. We've all experienced that, right? All right, so Glance was formed because I've been a remote tester developer for over 10 years, and I was inspired by the idea, what if you had to tell me to click something, but you couldn't point? And so this is what Glance looks like. So the idea here is I want to click the billing information postcode input box. So with Glance, the first thing we do is we inspect. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to type what we want to click. So I want to click the postcode input. And it looks like CSS, but imagine it more like a breadcrumb. Now we'll notice there's two, and I want the first one. So we get that. But the requirements change, and now delivery is going to be before billing, and so now my selector is wrong. And like I said, I wanted the billing postcode. So this is kind of the first introduction of what Glance is doing. And as you notice, I didn't look at the DOM. I don't know if there's classes or IDs on this thing. This is what we get. So going back to that first example of add to cart, we can see we have more than one add to cart. And as a human, I'm going to tell you, hey, I want to click I want to buy the faded short sleeve t-shirts, so I need to click that button. And just to show that Glance isn't just in a sandbox demo, this is using Glance inside a .NET WebDriver. And as you can see in the highlighted area, we have faded short sleeve t-shirts and the add to cart. And so we run that, and it successfully clicks that. And again, I have not looked at the DOM to see how that stuff is implemented. So what's nice about this now is now that I've simplified referencing something and removed minimized saying how I want to get something, right? We're all used to by ID or by class or by CSS. Now that I've eliminated that, that actually can help simplify our WebDriver code. So in another example, let's take famous to-do app, and let's say, it was implemented with some crazy framework like Knockout.js. So the task is to type in what we need or what we want to do. Want to buy milk, want to buy eggs, and then we want to check off, that we bought eggs. All right. So without looking at the DOM again, let's see what our code can read. So now if you look at this, this is now WebDriver code simplified using Glance. And it's almost like a test spec where we can actually manually walk through these and understand what the automation is doing. And so if we watch that run, we can see that it clicks buy eggs, and we still haven't looked at the DOM. Now, the developer's like, hey, React is a hot thing. We're going to convert our code, and we're going to change it to React. So they implement it in React. And I don't change any of the other code. Run it. And there you go. And so this is a lightning talk. So I need help to get, this into the Java and Ruby and all that things, but it is usable. It is open source. Check out these links and contact me. I know you're probably thinking, how about this scenario and how about that scenario? So we'll discuss it. Thanks.